Hello, everybody. Welcome to Social Friday Live here at Sew in Common, home of Build A Quilt, where we create our patchwork the 21st century way in the hoop of our embroidery machine. I'm Diana. I'm the founder and designer of the Build A Quilt system, and I'm so thrilled to have you all with us today for our Social Friday Live. So as you all are coming in, please note in the comments and let us know who you are, where you're from. We look forward always to chatting with you. I already see we have somebody here from NOLA, New Orleans. I know NOLA very well. I lived there for a few years, many years ago, and I love that city. Welcome in, Lisa. So glad to see you. We'll wait just a couple minutes to let some more folks come in. But I wanted to first apologize because yesterday or a couple days ago, I put out the invite for the Social Friday, the announcement, and I put that it was yesterday. And I apologize. Of course, Social Friday Live, Friday is always on Friday. But I have totally messed up my back again, and I have been in physical and chiropractic therapy all week. I haven't been sleeping, and my brain wasn't in the right place. So I apologize for that, everybody. But I'm so thrilled that you all can be with us on Friday. So Social Friday Live is all about kind of a week in review, what's been going on, and lots of new stuff. We love new stuff, right? We love new projects. We love new Build A Quilt things, and I've got, if you should see all my notes in front of me here, I've got a ton of stuff to share with you all today. So why don't we go ahead and get started on the review. Now, as I'm sharing it all, please feel free to type in questions. Of course, as you're coming in, let us know who you are and where you're from so we can say hello. Type in your questions. I'll try to answer them as we go. Or I'll hold them until it's like the right point to put them in. Okay. Thanks, everybody. All righty. So to start our week in review, last Wednesday, most of you know that we do Wednesday workshop on Wednesdays, where we do projects from the Build A Quilt Basic sets 1 and 2 and other things as well, other pattern sets and things. But we have been working on the Star Charm Runner. We've been working on, last month was all about using our charm packs. And I have mine done. It's not bound yet, but it's quilted. So with my back out, my doctor told me Monday, no quilting, no embroidery for you. And I'm like, ha, right. So I have been, which is probably also why my back is still giving me all this pain. But here is mine. Here's my Star Charm Runner. I love how it turned out. That was from 2 identical charm packs. And the idea around this is you make it work, right? And so if you are interested in that and want to know more about that, of course, you can check out the videos here on the channel. And all about the Star Charm Runner. So all I have to do is bind mine yet, but probably that'll be next week for me because I'm supposed to give my back a little bit of a rest. Hopefully. Today it's like mildly horrible. Yesterday, literally when they did all my adjustments and PT and stuff, they had me in tears yesterday. It was bad. Anyway, so last week, Quilt Lab. Last week, we announced the February block of the month, which is our diamond and a cross. Isn't that pretty? I love how that one turned out. But remember that your pattern set, you get 3 sizes, an 8x8, a 9x9, and a 15x15 inch square. So you can purchase the single pattern pack, which gives you the designs, all of the instructions, coloring sheets for each one to try out your different, or coloring sheets for the block so that you can try out your fabric colors in advance. However, if you don't want to spend the $7.95 a month and you want to save a little money and get extras, this year we have started the Quilt Lab subscription. And the Quilt Lab subscription gets you the pattern pack, a bonus quarterly pattern, which comes out the last month of each quarter. a monthly live group Zoom session with me. And I'm going to be telling you about the first one coming up here at the end of today's live. And of course, you can watch all the how-to videos that I do here, which everybody gets to see. But the whole subscription for the whole year is only $60. Now, it started in February, and it will run through the end of next January. We had to start it a month off only because of crazy holidays and stuff like that. So if you are a subscriber, you already got your email with your code to get your pattern set. All right. So double check your emails if you haven't found it, because I sent those out last week. Okay. So that is our Quilt Lab block. That's the 15 by 15. And Sunday, we're going to be talking about, or we're going to be doing it in the colors that we chose for this month, this orchid collection. And believe it or not, those colors are in that block. So even though they look different here, you can get the same colors in all kinds of fabrics. And that's the one thing I love about these cards, is because you can take them and match them up. I would have never believed that that print had these colors in it, but when you hold it up, it really does. And Sunday, we'll be working on the first block for the project for this month. And you'll be seeing what fabrics I chose for the project, because it's not those fabrics. All right. All righty. So that is our review for Quilt Lab, and that's for February. All righty. So now Wednesday workshop that was 2 days ago, we started a completely different little, it was a 1 week project. Wednesday workshops can be either a few weeks, a single week, a couple of months, however that project works out. And I did, you see this little heart back here? I did that Queen of Hearts set last year. It's 3 sizes, 4x4, 5x5, and 8x8. And we did that last year. If I'm not looking, it's because I'm trying to switch my screen to show you some, to show you another piece here. And let me just, yeah, there we go. Okay. So that set is on sale through the end of Sunday for $1.50. You get all 3 sizes, you get the instructions, all of that. It's normally a $7.95 pattern set, but you get it for $1.50. And there's so many things you can do with that little heart, because you can make the heart as a solid heart too. So for our project, we're doing this runner called the Queen of Hearts table topper. It's a great table topper size. Now I did these in reds for the photograph so you could see them. However, this is the fabric, 2 of the fabrics. This is my background and one of my hearts. And then my other heart fabric, do I have it sitting here? I do not. It's over on my cutting table, is a Kimberbell basic fabric that I'm using for this. So I got my 4 8x8s. Now I have to go and make my 4x4s. And the only reason they're not done yet, of course, is, you know, the back thing. Don't ever, this back injury originates back when I was 16 years old. About every 10 years, it goes completely bonky for months at a time, and I have to get it done. But I'm going to try and get my 4x4s done maybe tonight, because my husband has to be out for a little while. And so I might just sit here and try to be really good with a cup of coffee and do that. I mean, is that what you guys do? Like when people, you know, people are not going to be in the house, do you like say, okay, this is my time now to go into my room and start doing my quilting? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to know what you guys do. If you like plan your quilting and your piecing and stuff out for when you know folks are not going to be in the house. I do it all the time because I like to spend time with my husband, but sometimes I got to do my quilting, right? So that's, but this is what we did this last Wednesday. It was a 1 week project, but all the information is still out on the channel, on the video for Wednesday workshop. This coming Wednesday, we'll start something brand new with the Build A Quilt basic system. We have 2 Build A Quilt basics. We have basic set 1 and basic set 2, where you get these 3 in basic set 2 in 3 sizes, and this is basic set 1. You get all 3 of these in 4 sizes. That gives you a good collection of blocks so that you can do all kinds of projects and all. Now, the first thing I want to share with you, I have some new fabric to share with you. I meant to call Kimberbell today. Do we have Kimberbell fans with us? Let me know in the comments. Sing out if you're a Kimberbell fan, because I would love to know. I love Kimberbell. I am privileged to have met Kim several years back. She had stopped touring to shops, but she came to my local shop, which is 2 hours from my home because I live in the sticks. And I got to meet her, and I have a picture with her, and I won't show you the picture. I was really, really sick at the time. I didn't know it, but boy, do I looked horrible at that time. So I'm not going to show you the picture, but it was lovely to meet Kim. And I have always loved her products. But one thing I really love about Kim's products is her fabrics. And I love her Kimberbell basics. They're fabrics that go with so many things. You can use them in so many different ways, but she has a newer line out. And honestly, I'm not quite sure when it came out, but it's new. And it's called Celebrations, Kimberbell Celebrations. And I recently, just last week, ordered 4 of them. And what they are tiny, tiny prints. You're singing out, Lisa. I get you, girlfriend. I get you. I understand what that little icon meant, or that little gift meant. There you go. Hi, Betty. Nice to see you. Welcome in. So glad that you can be with us. Welcome to all of you, too, that I know are in, because I can see the numbers that haven't signed in. Sign in and let us know where you're from. We love to say hello to you. But I ordered 4, and they're these tiny prints on a white background. Now, I've shared with you all before, I'm not super wild about solid white. You can see there, that's like a candlelight. It's not a pure white. But these are on white. But because there's color in them, I love them. So I'm going to show them to you. Check with your local quilt shops, your local fabric shops, anyone that you know that is a Kimberbell dealership. If you don't have a fabric shop or a Kimberbell dealership by you, go online to my girlfriend's quilt shop, and shop is spelled SHOPPE, so 2 P's and an E. That is Kim's twin sister, Chris Thurgood. That's her store. And yeah, they keep it in the family, right? Of course, we want to keep it in the family. And you can order them from that shop, I'm pretty sure, and they'll ship them to you. But so here's one, and it's called, is it just Celebrations? Let me see if I can read this. I got to put on my magnifiers. Oh, this is called Sparklers, Celebration Sparklers. And I got 2 different ones in this. They have it in 2 varieties, but isn't that pretty? And the cotton is so nice. It's a super soft cotton. It's almost satiny feeling. It's such a good quality cotton. But I love that. What a nice background for maybe a kid's quilt. Maybe you want to do a celebration type of tabletop or something. Maybe you want to do our diamond in a square, and this could be your background. That would be, I mean, it's not the colors we chose for the month, but do them in any color. Always, folks, do the stuff in any colors you want to do them in. But isn't that pretty? I love that. Just reminds me of fireworks on the 4th of July, right? Is that what it reminds you of too? So that was one of them, and that one's called Sparklers. Now, if I can get it back, I still have them in their little bags that they came in because I haven't incorporated them into the stash yet. Sometimes I just like to look at them before I put them in the stash, because once I go in the stash, I might not see them again for a while. And then the other sparkler one is, oh, I love this one. It's, again, the white background, but it's this metallic-y gold. Isn't that pretty? And this actually has stars. The other one did too, the little stars, and then the sparklers, the little fireworks. Oh, I love that. And I got a yard of each of these because these are fabrics I won't use a ton all the time. Like some of her basics, I actually get in 3-yard lengths. When you find a fabric that you love, let me know how much do you buy? I have like a little rule of mine. If it's something I love, like a new Kimberbell fabric, I always get a yard of it. If it comes out in the whole set in a fat quarter bundle, and I can squeeze that into the budget, I get that too. And then I pick out the ones I really love and I get them in a yard each. However, if it's something I really love, like she has a minty color, that aqua minty color that I love so much, in one called Doodle. I love that fabric more than anything. And I get it like 3 to 5 yards at a time. And sometimes I call and I'm out of it. So I just go to store until I can find it, and I get it that way, because then I use it so much that I need to have it on hand. It's just like, it's like one of my basics that I use consistently. So this next one is called Lucky Shamrock. That makes sense, right? Pretty with little horseshoes, Luck of the Irish there. We probably will be seeing that come March of this year around St. Patrick's Day. We'll do a fun little project in that. Maybe some mug rugs or something like for the living room, or maybe a topper and some mug rugs. Who knows? We'll do something with that. But I got a yard of that. And then I also got this one. You guys know how much I love winter. We have not had winter here. We had like a week and a half where we had really cold temperatures a couple of weeks ago. Other than that, we've had no snow. The ground has not even fully frozen solid. Today it is 60 degrees here in Illinois, where I'm at, which is in the northern part of the state. 60 degrees. It was 60 degrees yesterday too. It's crazy. But this fabric, I just couldn't resist. It's these light blue snowflakes on the white background. I know that's a little hard to see because it's getting some reflection, but there, can you see that a little bit better? So they also have like one that has holly on it, which I'll be getting for like the Christmas holidays. She also has one that is like little pennant flags, like swags, like bunting. My British friends, all of my friends over in the UK that love their bunting, you will love that fabric because it's more pastel than these colors, but it's really colorful, and it's little lines of bunting on a string. It's so cute. So Kimberbell. So that is one new thing I have for you to show you this week. Again, check with a local shop that you like that carries Kimberbell products. And then if you can't find it in a local shop, then check out my girlfriend's quilt shop online. I get no remuneration, nothing. That's where I know you can get it. And I know those folks, I know they'll take good care of you. Now, the thing that has come, you can probably see it right there. The thing that came last week, and I have been waiting all week. I know I did a shorts video on it, but I've been waiting all week to do like the full unboxing with you guys until we did the live. How many people love Alisso irons? You know, the ones where you set it down and it pops up so it doesn't scorch whatever you've got it sitting on. In theory, I've had it scorched before. You still don't want to put something plastic or something underneath it because just the heat will melt. But how many of you love Alisso irons, right? Probably most of us. How many of you love Tula Pink, right? You guys know I do. I'm a Tula fan. Lovely young woman, and I've gotten to meet her too. And I have a picture of her somewhere. I'll have to get out my picture of her because that one's actually a fairly decent picture of us. I don't show pictures where I don't look good. Are you guys like that? I don't show pictures where I don't look good. Why in the world would I? Anyway, I had pre-ordered the new Tula Alisso full-sized iron. Did I need it? No, because I have a perfectly usable great one that is the Missouri Star Quilt Company version from several years back. I love that one because I love the minty green on it. You can always get me with the color. Diana, do you want to buy this? Oh, no, that's fine. Diana, look, it's in that color you love. Sure, I'll buy it. Are you guys that way? I'm horrible that way. But here it is. Here's the box. Now, it is, she has goldfish on it from her Beasties line. And so let's open this up. So you know I'm not throwing that box away, right? That box is stinking cute. I absolutely love it. I'll give you a few details about the iron here in a minute, but let's open up the box. Oh, I'm going to love it. Please don't feed the fish. Look, she's got goldfish on the box. Please don't feed the fish. So cute. So cute. So let's open it up. All right, so of course you get your little manual, and you get your filler cup for your water tank, which I think is like a 12.7 ounce tank or something. It's a good size water tank. So if you like to use steam and stuff, you're going to love that. And then here it is. Dum, da, dum, 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 dum. Look at this. Isn't it gorgeous? Look, I haven't used it yet. I haven't taken the cords off of it. Look, and look, can you see? There are little, I know, there you can kind of see them. There are little goldfish on the water tank. Come on now. Goldfish on the water tank. I love it. I love it. I love it. There's the little opening for you to put your water in. Now, this has a technology in it. It's kind of, I would call it an anti-scale, so that if you have hard water, it's not going to scale up and clog. I think they call it anti-calc, C-A-L, like for calcium, I think. I don't care what an ironing company tells me. I never put anything but purified water in my irons because they'll get nasty over time. I just don't do it. And because we drink water, because I'm part of a water study, I always have water in the house. So I always fill this with purified water. You don't have to. That's just my recommendation. I've just lost too many irons that were supposed to be anti-scale, not clogging, and they still did. So that's just mine. So the plug is up here, like always, so it moves around, so you're not getting it caught up underneath. You can sit it this way. When you sit it down, so see, let's look at the bottom. See this? This is the part that, and this part right here. It's the part that pops up, so that when you set it down, it pops up so it doesn't burn. And then, of course, this is her beautiful little fabric print here too. Oh, I love this. Please don't feed the fishes on the bottom. Can you guys believe it? How cute is that? While I'm showing you the sole plate, let's talk about this for a moment. This sole plate is a diamond ceramic flow. That's what it's described as. It is not a coating. It is a ceramic sole plate. It's really good for no sticking. If you accidentally get a little glue on there, because you know we use glue sticks when we're putting our pieces together sometimes, once it cools off, it just rolls off. Because on my other one, I've had never a problem getting sticky that wouldn't just come right off. Okay. So welcome in, guys. So glad you could be with us. Please, again, everybody, once you jump in, comment so we know who you are. Tell us where you're from. We'd love to know and say hello. But so this is a great sole plate. It has a 30-minute timer. So if it's in this position or this position and popped up, it will auto shut off in 30 minutes for you, so that you don't walk away and leave it for hours and hours. However, what I love about this one is if it tips and falls on its side, it turns off in 30 seconds. That's great. That way you're not going to burn down the house. It's going to turn itself off. There's got to be a sensor built in here somewhere so it knows and sets off a timer. But isn't that just the cutest little dang iron you've ever seen? Now, this is the full-size Alisso. There is also the new minis. There's a new Tula Pink mini. I want it so badly, but I know I won't use it because, to be very honest, and I try to be honest and transparent with y'all, the Alisso mini iron is not my favorite iron. It doesn't, even though I always tell you, don't use scorching heat on your pieces. You don't need it. Wool to silk, that range is perfectly hot enough for pressing your fabric. That's why I don't really use steam either, because over time you're really weakening the fibers. A lot of people don't want to tell you that, but that's truly what's happening. And so that mini still doesn't get hot enough for me. And the other thing I don't like about the mini, see how nice and sharp this point is on the plate? I love that, especially when I'm opening seams with the Build A Quilt system. However, the mini, it's rounder and more bulb-like, and I just never have cared for that mini. I don't care how you hold it. Now, the new mini has been completely redesigned, but for me, it wasn't redesigned enough that I love it. So I'm still working on it. If you have the new mini, will you drop a comment and let us know? And please let us know what you like and what you don't like. That way we can have more opinion than just what we read in the marketing materials, because if it's really a good one, it's a great size iron, especially for travel. I mean, I always use my full size one here at home. Now that so this one may just sit and be pretty for a while. I know, am I awful or what? But it may just sit on the shelf and be pretty for a while, because my Missouri Star one is perfectly capable. It's perfectly good. But so when I tell you the wool and silk, that's the one thing I like about this one. On the dial, you can see it right there. There's a wool and silk setting. That's as hot as I ever use for my quilting. Okay. And there's lights to tell you, and there's a rotating thing here for your steam, all of that kind of stuff. So little steam to lots of steam. But this one may just have to sit on the shelf and be pretty for a while, because my other one really works perfectly good and probably always will. But because it was from Tula, I had to have it. I'm awful, I know. But I've been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for them to do a collab with her, and I'm so glad they did. So check out, again, your local, oh, it's even got her little thing on the back. I hadn't seen that. Yummy. So check out your local fabric shops. You're not going to be able to get this like at a non-quilting shop, probably like at a craft store or something. You won't be able to get it there. Wherever you can get your Alisso irons, and especially if they sell Kimberbell, not Kimberbell, Tula Pink, they're going to probably have this. I had to pre-order mine. I'm sure they're going fast. They just came out and got shipped. So you may have to like do a pre-order and wait a few weeks, but it'll be worth it. And if it's your first Alisso and you love Tula, then you're just going to love it. So let's put her back in her box for now. Okay. I love it. Do you guys love it? I hope you do. I hope you enjoyed my sharing that little unbox with you, because I certainly do love it. All righty. Now we are coming to the most important part, I think, of our day. I have a big bit of news to share with you. I'm going to redo my screen here real quick, because I have something I need to show you. Okay, what did I just do? Hang on. Talk amongst yourselves. Drop some comments. Anybody have any questions? I would love to answer those questions from you all. So please do if you like. All right, do you all see this pretty little block here? Well, let's talk about this for a moment. You all know Riley Blake, right? Fabric manufacturers. Come up with some really beautiful fabrics. They have some really great designers. You guys know I love Lori Holt's fabrics, a lot of her fabrics. She designs for Riley Blake. Lots of folks do. Well, this year they came out with they had it last year too, I believe. And I don't know if they had it in 2022, but I know they had it in 2023. A block challenge. So they've come out with another block challenge for 2024. Every week on Tuesday, they drop a pattern, completely free, by the way, for you to make. This runs through the end of May, and at the end of May, they'll give you a layout design to put your blocks and create your quilt. Yay, right? We love that. This is this block right here. This was block number 1. Now I'll tell you, we're coming up this coming Tuesday on block number 5. So I'm working hard for you guys, because I do this for myself all the time. But I had a group of ladies contact me that sew together. I love it when you guys sew together. And they said, hey, Diana, we really want to do the block challenge with the Build A Quilt system. Is there a way that we can do that? Well, not all of these segment blocks are available yet. There are lots of them that are, but I went and I looked at what's going on, and I thought, yes, wouldn't this be fun? We are going to do the Riley Blake Block Challenge for 2024 with Build A Quilt. Okay, so can I get a thumbs up? Can I get a yay? Are you guys excited about that? I'm going to explain the whole thing to you here now. And the pattern design sets, the Build A Quilt design sets that you get from me are free, right? There's no charge. So the only thing you'll have to buy is your fabric and your stabilizer and thread, like always. But all the pattern sets from me are free because these are not my designs. And if Riley Blake is going to do them for free, then I will do my patterns for free for you guys too, so that anybody now, whether you use Build A Quilt or a traditional quilting method, can do this quilt set. So let's talk about it in a little more detail. And I'll show you here in a minute where you can go and find, because you're going to need to download some stuff from Riley Blake. And then come this Sunday, you're going to be able to get your first design set for this pattern. I'm actually going to be doing a video each week for the Build A Quilt version of these blocks. So it's Friday. So this coming Thursday, we will have our first video. I hope to have more than the one. I hope to have maybe the first 4 done, at least the first 2 or 3 of these done, so that we're not too far behind. So with us, we'll go a little bit beyond that end of May date. But they always do as well, because they give people extra time to get caught up. So when you go to the website, and I'm going to show you that here in a minute, there is a block you can click on that says invite. It's the challenge. What this tells you about is where you can find their patterns, blah, 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 but you can find them on that same page. And down here, it gives you the date when each one of the patterns is going to come out. So the next one will come out on February the 13th, which is this coming Tuesday, and it's block number 5. Don't know what it looks like yet because they don't give you a preview. They just tell you when it's coming out. Then there is another square that you can, or a rectangle, and I'll show you that in a minute, that gives you your fabric requirements. Now, of course, they're wanting you to use Riley Blake fabrics. Of course they are, right? And if you can and want to, you should. So, but I'm showing these to you because I'm not using their fabric. I can't get it here in time. I can't find it and get it shipped to me in time to do the samples for you guys. So I'm going to try and stick with colors a little bit, but I'm just doing mine. Mine's just going to be a completely scrappy thing. But these are their confetti fabrics. So they're using these. And in these, remember back at the end of 2023, I showed you the colors for 2024, the hot colors, the trendy colors. Most of those are right in here in some variation. So those are them. And they're also using the Expressions Batiks, which is that set right there. Now, I'll be honest, that block is all batiks, but I'm not super wild about batiks for a full-size quilt. I like it for smaller projects. I am not wild about it for bed-size quilts, and this will probably end up being a bed-size quilt or bigger. Does it say? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be a big quilt. There are going to be 16 designs. So yeah, it's going to be a big quilt. I'm not going to use these batiks. I'm going to try and use the colors, like I said. So this is a great thing for you to download. So it is a PDF, and this is a PDF. So you can download it, print it, save it, whatever you want. But it gives you the colors. Now, at the end of this, it gives you fabric quantities for each block. Don't look at this, okay? Hi, Betty. Oh, hi, Betty. It's so nice for you to be here. Don't look at this, because you're going to get from me the digital file and a 1 or 2 page scenario that tells you what fabric you need for that block for using the Build a Quilt system. Okay, so this may be too much fabric, it may be too little fabric, so you'll need to follow fabric quantities on the design set pages that you get from me for free. Okay, so you're not paying for any of this, but you're going to need to do it that way to make sure you have enough fabric to do it with the Build a Quilt system. All right, so in this regard, this might tell you, let me see, let me get my, this is really tiny print, so I'm putting on the, okay, so what this does tell you is what fabrics, which one of these fabrics they use in each block. That's helpful if you're going to buy these fabrics, but don't cut them according to what this tells you, because it won't be correct for the Build a Quilt system. You'll cut based on the information with the design set that you get from Sew in Common. Okay, does that make sense for everybody? Yes, yes, no, yes. I hope it's yes. So those are 2 PDFs on that site that you'll want to get for yourself, download for yourself. And then the third rectangle is each week is the pattern, and there's 4 patterns, and you can tell in here I've numbered them. I started writing on them. The first one that I've done, and we're going to talk about this one in a minute, is this Vintage Delight. This one has been done by Lori Holt. So each one of these blocks has been done by a designer. This one has been done by Lori Holt. Again, the only thing you're going to pay attention to on these sheets is layout, not how to, if you're doing the Build a Quilt system, you're not going to take in any of this sewing it together information at all. Again, up here, it tells you what fabrics got used for this block. So if you're going to use the Riley Blake fabrics that are in this package here on the site, then you'll know which ones to choose or which ones to look for, or which colors to look for in another brand if that's what you have to do. So, but you're going to need this, because this also tells you how the parts are lettered. So in this system, they don't give you a letter for every color. They give you a letter for every part of the block. So part A are these squares, which are here. E is this half of the modified half square triangles. When you get your package from me, there will be a picture, an actual photograph with the different parts cut out and the letters on it, so you can see what you're looking for your Build a Quilt pattern set. Okay, which ones are which. So the layout is important for you. The color fabrics might be important for you, but this information isn't, but you get it all when you download it. Or if you're going to be doing it in a traditional piecing manner, that gives you all the information. Now, I'll tell you this, in my videos, I'm not going to discuss traditional piecing because we're all about piecing in the hoop, right? I could, but that would be, we'd be looking at a 3 or 4 hour scenario going on there, and we're not going to do that. This is all going to be done. I'm doing this completely in the Build a Quilt system for all of you guys. So this was block number 1. Block number 2 is by Beverly McCullough. It's called Sparkle and Shine. You can see I've already been like figuring them out and all for translating them into the Build a Quilt system for you guys. So this is this one. This has a lot of white in it. To be honest, I don't know if I will use this much white in mine. We'll see how it turns out. Then Amy Smart, I love her fabrics. She's in this one called Dalesford, which I believe is a farm in England. I'm pretty sure it's a big farm. This is her block. She's calling it Dalesford. This is basically a version of the Inspired Star that we did last year, except here in the center, these are modified half square triangles. So this one will be fun and easy to do. And I love that Amy chose all those great colors. So that's the third one. And then the fourth one is called Framed Star, and it's by Fran Gullick. I don't know Fran. I know these other ladies, but I don't know Fran. But I love this star. Isn't that pretty? Again, look at this, guys. It's the inspired star on a background of basically a square and a square. That's how it turns out. Now you can see I've got 12-inch, 8-inch there, that kind of thing. They're not going to be, these are very specifically sized. That's why I'm doing the pattern sets for you guys, because they're very specifically sized. Those are the 4 right now. Let me show you. This is the page you'll go to. I'm going to put the link to this page in the description of this live after we're done with the live, okay? This first block right here is that says you're invited. That gives you this invitation page and shows you what dates the patterns are going to come out. So what you'll do, and I would just check them off as you go. Each week, just go in and download your pattern from Riley Blake. And then that Thursday, so these come out on Tuesday. On Thursday of that week, you'll get your you'll be able to download your Build a Quilt set, because I'll get them on Tuesday as well. And then I'll have from Tuesday to Thursday to get these done. And the videos will come out on Thursday afternoon. It's not going to be like a midnight thing, because I need more than 24 hours to get these sets done, but they'll come out on Friday after, or on Thursday afternoon, the Build a Quilt sets and the video. So the second one is your fabric requirements. That's this piece that I showed you. These 2 are PDFs that you'll just download and print out or keep on your computer. And then this third one here, let me see if I can bring this up. No, let's see. Oh, here we go. This is what I want to do. So here we go. So here is the page that has the patterns on it. You can see there's 4 blocks so far. And all you'll do is click on each one, and that will take you to a bigger version of the page and allow you to download it. So right now, there's 4 of them out there that you can go ahead and download. When you download your fabric requirement sheet and your invite, which has your date list on it, okay? And then on next Thursday, well, wait a minute, let me back up. Sunday, during Quilt Lab, I'll talk about this again briefly so that people that didn't see the live today will know about it. But Sunday, the design set for the vintage star will be available. I've got all the digitizing done, as you can see, because there is mine. It's not sewn together. I've got it pinned together, but that's this one right here, the Vintage Delight by Lori Holt. The pattern set will be available Sunday for you. It is the digitized pattern that you need, and it is the picture that shows you these letters and which fabric goes with which letter, and any information, the fabric requirement information. There will not be a written set of instructions. There will not be a coloring sheet, anything like that, like I do with my pattern sets, because you're going to get the full video where we'll demo how to make the individual segments and that sort of thing on Thursdays. I think that's fair. Would you guys say that's fair? Please let me know. Because I want to do this so we can do it together and have fun with all of these quilt blocks that they've put out at no charge to us, and we can make this big beautiful quilt with all of them. And I know several groups do things like this each year, but I know that the designers and all with Riley Blake, they're very reliable. They're great folks. So this is the one. And because a group of you asked me about this one, I thought, why not do this one this year? So Sunday, you'll be able to get your design set from Build a Quilt at the website. I'll share that with you in a bit. But let's look at this right now. This is the Vintage Delight block. Again, mine is just pinned together because you can see my little ruffled edges here where I've, cut it out of the stabilizer. And I will sew it together probably maybe tonight or tomorrow. Again, I'm not using these exact fabrics. I tried to use these colors, but I didn't have quite the right colors. So I chose these. This pinky one here kind of is a pinky salmon. So I thought that would be pretty. And it is, I think it's in here. Yeah, it's kind of that color a little bit. And then the more purpley blue here is really kind of more like this one. And then because I'm not going to use the batiks at all, I chose a print that goes with those here, and I used a candlelight color here. Alrighty. All of these blocks, according to the information that they give you, are 10 inches. Typically, we don't do a lot of 10-inch blocks with Build a Quilt yet. They're fine. They're a great size for quilt blocks. But like our patterns for this year are 8 by 8, 9 by 9, and 15 by 15. I just haven't done 10 by 10s for us yet. But these are all. So you're going to get these patterns. All of these blocks will be 10 by 10. So you're going to have 16 blocks that are all 10 by 10s. So in the end, if you decide not to do a full quilt and you want to do a bed runner or a wall hanging or something, you can mix and match these squares. I will go ahead and do the full quilt so that you see it, but you don't have to do it that way. And I say, because you're going to get all of these pattern sets, use them in other ways. Really integrate them into your patchwork. So this is 10 by 10. Now this one is super easy. This is a modified half square triangle. This is what we call a triple modified, because there's one modification here, two modification, three modifications. So how you decide, is it a triple or a single or whatever, is in this month's block, that center piece right here, those, oh, I shouldn't have stretched like that. That was a bad deal for my back. That's a single modified. One side is solid, the other side is 2. On this one, we have 3 different modifications. That's a triple modified, and the other half is just your half square triangle. However, this little modified has a name. It has a couple of names. So we've talked about this before, where your quilts blocks have names, all kinds of names, like the Inspired Star has like what? We're up to like 12 names for it now. This is also called your peony block. It's also called your rosebud block or your tulip block. So if you're like me and you have lived out in Seattle forever, I lived out there for decades, I definitely call that my tulip block. If you're someone who loves to grow roses, that could be your rosebud block. If you're someone like here in Illinois in the summer, all the gardens have peonies in them. There's your peony block. So Lori didn't create this part on her own. She used this block and then put it together this way to create her square. So this is her square, but like us all, she used the different things that we know in patchwork to create her overall design. That's the kind of thing all of you can do with your Build a Quilt system as well. It just takes playing with it, drawing things out, that kind of thing. And I will tell you right now, because this is 10 by 10, these modified half square triangles finish at 4 by 4 inches. This modification will be in our new modified half square triangle set that's coming out in the next like 45 days. It will be in there, but you won't get a 4 by 4. I think, well, you will get a 4 by 4. So I thought maybe you'd have a different size, but you will get a 4 by 4. But this is going to be one of them that's in there. So you'll have this size, but in that set, you're going to get it in other sizes as well. So it'll be, you'll have all sizes to do it in. But so this is a 4 by 4 finished modified. Then there's 1, 2, 3, 4 rectangle pieces. And they're just rectangles. Let me take this pin out. You can see they're just rectangle pieces, again, that you piece with your embroidery machine. And next Thursday, I will demonstrate how each one of these gets made and how you can make these in the least amount of hoopings. I know that's important to you guys to do some of these in least amounts of hoopings. You don't need more than a 5 by 7 hoop. But if you have bigger hoops, we'll talk about that. And then the center block here is a 2 by 2 finished segment piece. So that's this one. You're going to be making 4 of the modifieds, 4 of the rectangles, and 1 2 by 2 finished. Isn't that pretty? I love that. This is a very, she calls this vintage delight. I can definitely see the idea of vintage in this. Lots of blocks back in the 20s, 30s, and 40s had this kind of a look to them. This looks very much like a type of a churn dash, except it's got the little flower part on this half. So it definitely looks like vintage. And I thought this fabric here for mine definitely had more of a vintage feel to it. So what do you guys think? Are you going to do this with me? Let's see some hands. I can't wait to do this with you guys. I think it's going to be fun. Like I said, there's going to be 16 blocks. It's going to go through the end of May. And I think this says on the last of May, let me put in my magnifiers. Yeah, on May 28th, you'll get the finishing, which will be your layout and all of that. Because on the 21st is block 16. So today, while you got it in your little noggins, go to the web page, and I'm going to put this link again in the description as soon as we're done with our live, and download your invite that has the dates, download your color sheets if you want to use these colors. Again, you guys, you do not have to use these colors. You do not have to use these fabrics. I won't be using Riley Blake fabrics. Like I said, I can't order mine and get them here in time for me to do them. I tried to order them and they weren't going to be here till like the end of March. I'm sure a lot of people are using these fabrics for this quilt. But if you want to download this, this is a great chart to tell you about what colors they're using, and you can choose your own fabrics in these colors too. And those are the batiks that they're using. And these colors, like I said, are in those trend colors. The colors I used are definitely in the trend colors for this year. This is that Blue Nova. That's like the color of the year. So download those things, and then at the website, go ahead and download your 4. And the nice thing about this, each pattern is one page. So you're not downloading tons of stuff. You can just leave these on your machine, on your computer, or you can print them out and put them in a notebook, which is what I'm going to be doing. I find it easier to have them in my little sleeves and have them in a notebook. And then Sunday, this Sunday, so today is the 9th, 11th. The 11th is Sunday. I wanted to make sure I gave you the right date this time. During Quilt Lab, I will let you know again that Sunday you can download this first pattern in the Build a Quilt format. Okay, again, completely free. All right, this is a free quilt along they're doing. So here at Sew in Common, we're going to do it the Build a Quilt way, completely free for you guys as well. And I can't wait to do it with you. I'm really excited about doing these. And I'll be honest, I'm interested in seeing these different stars. I will tell you, this one is not my favorite, but I'm still going to make it because they've got a reason to have this in their quilt for some reason. I can't wait to see what it is, and we won't see the finishing until the end. So it's kind of a mystery as well. And although I am not wild about surprises, sometimes I love doing mystery quilts to see like what comes up at the end. So I hope you all are going to do that with me. I can't wait to do it with all of you. All righty. Any questions? If you've got them, please go ahead and type them in. I'm just going to check my Facebook because we're live over at Facebook too, just to make sure that I've not missed any questions from anybody over there. Let's see. Okay. I haven't missed any questions over there. That's good. So if you don't have questions now, but after you download this stuff and you read through it, you do have questions, then let me know. Our blocks will be the same size as their blocks. So as far as the finished quilt size, all of that will be the same. I hope that is exciting for all of you that asked, because I got this. I hadn't even thought about this one yet this year, but I got this message on Monday, and I did. So between Monday and now, I did all my research for us. I did my digitizing to do the pattern. The only reason I can't give you the pattern today is I don't have your little 2-sheet cut sheet information ready yet because of all of my therapy for my back this week. So I apologize for that. But Sunday, it'll be ready. And so how this will work again, on Tuesday, you will download your free pattern from Riley Blake. On Thursday, I will put out the video and the Build a Quilt pattern set for you. In the video, we'll talk about the block. We'll break it down. We'll demonstrate the segments so that you know how to put, how to make them and how to put them together. I know a lot of you are old hat at this, putting these together now, but we always have new people, right? And we love having new people. So where will you get this? Where will you get the pattern set when it comes at the website? Just like everything else, it'll be at the website. Now, I'll tell you this because I don't want you to like forget. All of these patterns for Build a Quilt will be available until the end of the first week of June. So they're going to give us the layout on the last day of May, or like the day before the last day of May. And we'll keep going on the deadline and all, but the patterns, the Build a Quilt patterns will be available until the end of the first week of June. And then they're coming down, but just for like a week or two, because the reason I'm taking them down is because I'm going to take all those individual things out on the website and group all of them into one set. And then I'll put it back up. So when they download it, they'll get all the patterns and stuff in one set. That way you're not hunting and pecking all over the website for all of these blocks, okay? I can't do that now because I only get them as often as you guys get them. I don't get them in advance from Riley Blake either. So I might call them this week and see if we can't work that out. But anyway, they'll come down at the end of the first week of June. Never fear. I'm going to put them all in a bundle and put the bundle back on the website. Again, it'll be free because these videos will always stay out there. So I want the pattern set always to be out there for folks who want to do it. And then and if Riley Blake ever takes that quilt set down, you guys still have our videos to do your Build a Quilt set with. Okay. Okay. So couple of announcements. These are important. If you are a Quilt Lab subscriber, you know that one of your benefits is a live Zoom session. That Zoom session for February is literally going to be on Leap Day, February 29th. I love Leap Day. I know we only have it every 4 years, but I wish we had it like every other year. I love Leap Day. There's so many fun little wives' tales and things like that about Leap Day. Like in Ireland, a girl can ask a guy to marry her on Leap Day, and he has to say yes. Isn't that fun? My granny says that's how she got my grandpa to marry her on Leap Day. I don't know. But that's what she says. I'm sure she just talked him into it. Knowing my grandmother, she just talked him into it. Yes, the grandmother that taught me to quilt. I'm sure she talked him into it because that's the way Granny is, was, bless her heart. So February 29th at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, you will get the link for the Zoom in an email from me the week of. But I want you to write that in your calendar right now. February 29th, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time for the Zoom. I'm not sending you the link earlier than that because I know I get like 300 or 400 junk mails a day. I would lose it in a heartbeat. So I want you to get it like closer to the date. But the 29th of February at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, we will talk about the block of the month, which is the diamond in a cross. We'll talk about the project. You can ask your questions. We'll get to meet each other face to face. All that good stuff. All right. So that's our first Zoom. If you have not subscribed yet to Quilt Lab, please do so. Just go over to the website that I shared with you a moment ago. There, go to the website. It's right under my picture on the opening page. It's the first thing you see is a subscription. Go over and subscribe because you're getting so much more than just the pattern. And if you buy only the patterns every month, you're paying more than for the whole subscription. So go ahead and do that, and then you'll get your link to the Zoom too, because the only way you can get into this Zoom is if you're a Quilt Lab subscriber. Alrighty. And then Quilt Lab this Sunday, which is 2 days from now, is going to be our diamond in a cross. I'm going to be showing you it in the size and the fabrics that we're going to be doing the project in. Okay. And I've got something else that we'll talk about in there as well. So that comes out at midnight on Sundays. So at the end of this, I will go in the description box and put in the link to the Riley Blake block challenge for you and the information about when you'll get the block sets from the Quilt Along. All right, everybody. It has been wonderful to be with you with Friday Live. One more thing I should tell you. Next Friday Live is going to be pre-recorded. I know you hate that, and I hate doing it too. It feels like we are stuttering to get started. But I had some appointments that I can't change set before we decided to do the live. And Dave and I have to be gone all day next Friday, literally all day again. But I'll put out a short live almost live video for you guys. When Dave and I lived in Seattle, so you guys all know about Saturday Night Live is live. Well, when Dave and I lived in Seattle, there was a local group that did on the local TV, NBC, I think, or it could be ABC. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. Anyway, it was called Almost Live because they pre-recorded and then telecast it. And Dave and I used to go occasionally with friends, or if we had people come visit us, we would take them to it because you could just call in advance and get free tickets and go down and have fun. It was always a blast, and they had great. It was like the whole idea was exactly kind of the way Saturday Night Live is done, their skits and all were hilarious. To this day, Dave calls me Capable Woman. That's one of the skit people in their thing. And she flies around like with a Wonder Woman cape. And so Capable Woman. So it was lots and lots of fun. And so their show was almost live. Next Fridays will be Social Friday almost live because I'll have to tape it. All right. Again, everybody, thank you. Thank you for joining me for Social Friday Live. And then we'll be back to our regular Social Friday Lives after that. I don't have any more Friday appointments for a good while, at least for a month or so. If you want to look at the subscription for Quilt Lab, go to the website. If you want to post pictures of any of your projects that you're either partly in the middle of or finished, you can do that over at the Facebook page. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Please share and like the video and the live with folks. That's what helps get them. That's how this group has grown. And you guys have seen the numbers that it's grown to, which still to this day, every day I wake up and think that number is going to say like 2,000, not 300,000. It's crazy, but I appreciate it no end. And I love doing our patchwork the 21st century way with all of you guys. So please like and share, subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much in advance for that. I appreciate it. And as always, until Sunday at Quilt Lab, go sew life beautiful, everybody. Thanks for being with me live. We'll see you again soon. Bye for now.